DeVante, I know you previously spoke about how important it was for you to play every single game this season. Was that in the back of your mind when you decided to continue to play yesterday?
Yeah, it was actually, because I don't have time to be missing out on games and little stuff like that, little tweaks or something like that. And I just felt like I had to come back in.
Adam?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself there. How would you assess how Ryan Fitzpatrick has played through the first 4 weeks of the season, and why do you think he's the right quarterback for this team?
I think he's been playing pretty well to me. He's been making adjustments, reading the coverage, the defense, we adjust to the things off what he sees.
Travis?
Hey, DeVante, going back to that first question about you prioritizing getting back on the football field, what has kind of changed for you in your mindset from this year to previous years where you've been able to approach that mindset and get back out there and, play through an injury and have a productive day like that?
Yeah, I was just younger back then, and I wasn't used to getting injured like that all the time. And it was something new for me. But now as you get older, you realize that it's just something you can play through.
Cam?
Hey, DeVante, you talk about just sort of playing through pain. What is it something special when you know you're dealing with something and you can still make big plays, you can still have a big game? Does that add a little extra to you?
Nah, not really. Opportunity comes my way. I just gotta make the play no matter what, injured or not.
Joe?
DeVante, only 8 Dolphins in history now have more receiving yards than you. You climb the charts in terms of Dolphins history. What does that mean to you to know that you're going to be potentially remembered among the best receivers in Dolphins history?
I say it means a lot, but I ain't really focused on that really. I'm just focused on getting wins for this team. That's the biggest thing.
Adam?
There's going to be a lot of discussion going forward about when and how Tua should be entered into a game. What have you seen out of him in practice, and is your sense that he might be ready to see some game action?
Whatever coaches feel who the starting QB needs to be, that's who they're gonna put out there. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do, just doing what I can, to help the team. That's the coach's choice.
Omar?
This is an important question, DeVante, because Jakeem claims that you told him he is the inspiration for the irritating nephew. And I just need confirmation from you. Is Jakeem the inspiration?
Yes, he is. It's based on Jakeem.
Ruthie?
That's great. I love that. DeVante, it seemed like yesterday when we talked to the guys after the game, there's this overwhelming consensus that you guys feel like you're better than 1-3. What's kind of the mentality today as you shift into the new week and kind of work on the next opponent?
We come in today, watch a little film, make the corrections, and then come out. The next day, off day, you just look at the next team on your own, and come back the other day and get focused and start the new week.
We'll take one more, Cam.
Hey, DeVante, we've seen your videos, your Uncle Vontae videos. We've known your personality. You're not the most talkative dude, but it seems like that is kind of a way to show your personality a little bit more. Is that the goal of it, to kind of let people see a different side of you?
Yeah, I say that's one of the goals of it. Coming in earlier, I wasn't known, like you said, as the talkative type, but trying to let my personality out a little bit more now.
Hey, Eric, it's good to see you. Big Benogany is such a young kid. He's 20 years old or something. What have you said, or what would you say to kind of steer him in the right direction?
Really, what kind of I've been telling them really this past season is, these are, it's part of being a rookie. It's part of the pains of growing, especially as a corner. I have, comparable situations, to what he's going through mentally and everything. And really just trying to keep his spirits up because, I remember when, my second, third year where I had a couple games that were just rough and, you feel like everyone on the outside is kind of bearing down on you and kind of gets you mentally. So really just for me to, to pick him up, keep playing because, we're going to need him. We're going to need him in the, it's a long season. We got 12 more games to go, at least. So really to keep his spirits up.
Adam?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was curious when you guys watched the film today. Down in and down out, the defense hung in there. It was again the big plays that seemed to get you. But what on those deep throws, Metcalf, etc., really stood out to you?
Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah. When you watched the film, what were the breakdowns on the big plays that you gave up?
Oh, yeah. The big plays were really it was nothing what kind of they had schematically or kind of like just talent wise. Obviously they're talented, but it was plays that we as a defense just had mental breakdown, kind of breakdown in coverage, breakdown in kind of our communication. Those kind of that leads to them having big plays, and ultimately that's kind of what hurt us in the game.
Alan?
Hey, Eric, wanted to look ahead quickly to the matchup next Sunday. You guys are going to be facing George Kittle, came back into action after missing a couple of games, had like 15 catches, 183 yards. So that's a question, just how big of a challenge is he and what makes him so good as a tight end?
It's a huge challenge. He's one of, if not like the best tight ends right now in the league. And obviously, as we can see, they target him a lot each game. So he's going to, obviously he's going to be a big challenge for us this week. What, makes him good is he's not just not blocking, just a receiving tight end. He blocks. So he'll get in and he'll, block the 9 or block the linebacker and, not on some like, oh, I really don't want to hit you. So really he can play both ways. So, we definitely got our hands full this week.
Sofin?
Hey, Eric, another 49ers question for you. Jimmy Garoppolo's coming off an ankle injury. It's unsure whether he will play, and the 49ers played 2 quarterbacks last night, Mullins and Beathard. How do you guys kind of go into this week knowing that you may have to prepare for 3 quarterbacks instead of maybe 1 or 2?
Yeah, that's that's definitely different. Usually you kind of prepare for 1, maybe 2, but 3. That's different. Obviously, all 3 of them. They show that all 3 of them can play. So it's not like, okay, the third string's coming in. We're gonna tee off on them. I think when Beathard got in, he went like 7 for 7 and scored a touchdown on a drive, and I was like, wow, this dude's good too. So again, like him, Mullins, Jimmy, it don't matter who's playing. That we gotta play their best ball.
Al?
Eric, I wanted to go back to what you mentioned before about breakdowns in communication. Is that a matter of guys getting confused over whether you're in man or zone? And how do you solve that? What steps are you going to take to make sure that such breakdowns don't occur moving forward?
It's really like the call within the call. So whatever call that we have lined up against, the opponent, and there's always checks and, based on whatever they do. And so, we as in, safeties, corners, everybody, we all have to, be on the same page on, motion, shift, kind of whatever they do. So when breakdown communication is, if the offense, they did some sort of motion and whatever call that we have to give out, we have to give it out, clean, faster, crisp, so we can execute. And obviously, that didn't happen last game. There was a couple calls, kind of within the call where, not everybody was on the same page coming into the day. So the only thing we can do is, when we get back to practice it really starts today. Today we watch the film, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, just, being overly communicative, loud, before and after in the meeting room.
Cam?
Hey, Eric, I know you guys want to be or have been a heavy man team. And then you guys have done a little bit more zone since Byron's been out. But how have you seen like maybe defense or offenses attack you guys with that? You know, I know we've seen a lot more crossing. You talked about some of the communication things. Have you seen teams try to, you know, get you guys in position where they can exploit your tendency to play, you know, a lot more man?
Yeah, I mean every offense, you know, whether you're a man or zone, they're always going to have some sort of plays to, you know, beat the coverage. Whether in cover 4, 3, you know, 2, there's always some sort of, you know, schematic they have to, you know, to beat the coverage. So, you know, our thing is like to try to obviously keep them off balance by mixing, you know, different types of zones and then throwing in man. So the offensive coordinator won't just have a whole playbook of just, okay, we're running all these man beaters because we're never going to run man all game. So we just, you know, that's why we just got to mix it up, you know, kind of balance it out.
We got time for one more. We'll go to Omar.
Eric, I wanted to ask you, now that you're settled into this, I guess, rover, I don't know exactly what they call you, position, covering the tight ends, what makes it fit your skill set as well as it does or seems to?
I would say that, I mean, I would say I'm a bigger body, you know, cover guy, and I can move. I'm pretty agile. And so, you know, with tight ends, obviously these are tall, they're big. Maybe, you know, I wouldn't say all of them, but some, you know, aren't as agile and just kind of just schematically, the way that the coaches, you know, how they use me to move me all around from, you know, safety, and I'm in the box, I'm in the back. Sometimes I play like a linebacker role. You know, it kind of fits me, or maybe I would say I fit their scheme. And so, when they put me in there last year, you know, as I kind of excelled and, you know, trying to get the same results this year.
Hey, Christian, good to see you. Can you kind of share some of what the message you've taken away from Coach Flo, either in the post game or I don't know if you've met as a team yet this morning, but what are some of the things that he is saying that resonates with you?
Well, just the biggest thing is that we felt as a team is that, well, a few things that we just got to be better in all three areas of the game, first and foremost. And we're not far off. It's just a few things here and there. So we really got to hone in and, you know, and take ownership, everyone individually, and then in your segments, in your positions, then on your side of the ball, then as a team. You really just got to take ownership in all of that and just work like crazy to improve on that. And I feel like we will, because we got a lot of guys who care, who work hard. So we just keep hammering away and just honing in on things we're not doing so great. I think we'll improve each week.
Adam.
Christian, I looked at the box score from yesterday. You were credited with a tackle. I think you had like 44 snaps. Were they doubling you a bunch? What were they doing to kind of neutralize you a little bit yesterday?
I mean, just really, you know, sometimes in a game, you know, you just play and things come your way, things don't come your way. You know, with those many snaps, though, I do got to make more plays. I'll take ownership in that. And, you know, I got to do more than just do my job. It's not just enough for me just to do my job. So I'll be the first to say, you know, when plays come my way or things happen, you know, I got to be more productive.
Stop it.
Christian, you guys have lost by 10 points, 3 points, and 8 points, you know, in the 3 losses this season. Is that has to be probably equal parts discouraging and also encouraging for you guys? You know, what are some things that you guys can do to potentially play better and finish, you know, moving forward?
Well, typically, if you look at it, most, you know, NFL games are, you know, about within 7 points or so, or one-score games. So like I said, it just means that we're close, but there's just another level we can go to, and I know we can do that because we got the right kind of guys in the locker room, the right kind of coaches. It's really everyone involved. We got the right people around, so I think, you know, we'll make that jump and we'll make those improvements for sure.
Travis.
Hey, Christian, kind of on that same note about, you know, being resilient, getting through adversity. It's a big part of what every team has to do in this league. I'm just curious that since you're kind of one of the guys that was here last year and been part of this program for 2 years now, how can you kind of compare what you guys were able to do last year to overcome some of those adversities and maybe how you might apply them this season?
Really, last year, I just felt like we just had some, you know, just guys who were still buying in and just, you know, sticking with it. you know, we know what we ultimately wanted at the end of the day, so we just kept working for it, you know, and just kept making improvements each week, and that's just pretty much what we just need to do each week. You know, every day, every minute we're in this facility, every minute we're away, you know, just keep doing things, keep being all about ball, and find ways to improve.
Cam?
Hey, Christian, you got a guy on the outside, Noah, who's had a little bit of struggles, I guess, in past weeks. I know you, as a former first-round pick, is there something you can say to him about maybe being in that role, in that position, and, you know, how to deal with that?
Well, you know, I feel like as a defense, and, you know, just really we all have a lot of faith in Noah and his abilities and what he can do. You know, so we're not too super worried or anything. You know, we know he's going to make jumps and improvements because he's a good player. He works hard. He comes every day with the right mindset. So I think, we're all behind him. We're all for him. We all think he'll make the necessary, you know, improvements like we all need to do.
Omar?
Christian, obviously, I wanted to ask you about the contrast of this season versus last season. I know last season's in the past, but is it encouraging that you guys have played 4 close games, except for, you know, Jacksonville, as opposed to last year's early blowouts, or do you not look at that as sort of a moral victory?
Yeah, there's no moral victories. At the end of the day, you want to win. That's what we're here for. That's why you put so much work in. And you want to improve each week, and you want to win each week. Really, there's no moral victory. So I don't really look at that. You know, we don't get the results we want. You know, at the end of the day. So it doesn't matter if it was by 1 point or by 100 points we lost by. I mean, you want to win at the end of the day.
Steve?
South Florida wants to know what your Clemson-Miami prediction is.
Y'all trying to get me? No, I'm going with my alma mater. Of course, it's a Clemson win for sure. That's how I'm rolling.
All right, we'll take 2 more. Adam?
I'm doing a story on the development of Tua. What have you seen in practice from him we haven't seen him obviously for a month since they shut down practice to us. How has he looked in practice?
You know, I think Tua is a great player. You know, he works really hard. And that's all you want in the young guy, you know, in his position, just to see the work ethic and just the competitiveness. And that's all you really see from him day in and day out, whether it's in the meeting room, on the field, this guy who works hard.
Last one, Safin?
Yeah, Christian, Jimmy Garoppolo is dealing with an ankle injury, and the 49ers played 2 QBs last night. What's the challenge that you guys could face preparing for 3 QBs instead of maybe 1 or 2?
Well, I mean, just more guys you got to be ready for. You don't know what you're going to get. But, you know, I just feel, you know, typically it's a schematic thing. So, you know, once you kind of know what they like to do from a scheme standpoint, you could kind of just play ball from there.